To Albuquerque High, well, actually Albuquerque, where we're at La Cueva High School for round two of the APS tournament for the Metro tournament here in Albuquerque. Ron Gunner here. Thank you much for being with us as we are getting warmed up. We have some time on the clock, and we can be able to just go ahead and get through this as far as being able to tell you what's going on, how to preset this for the pregame. As the Hobbs Eagles are defending champions, as we all know, for this tournament as well, face up against the 6-3 Lady Bears of La Cueva. Should be a good one too. And for the rest of the tournament, Coach Carpenter has suspicions, or at least knows that it'll be tougher after Trisco. In fact, Zoe Ross was able to outscore their opponent at Trisco 23-21 in the game, and that's incredible. I mean, it's incredible enough for any player, let alone an eighth grader who is just getting started for the most part. Of course, I think she's had a lot of help from her family, being a Ross, and so that doesn't hurt her credentials at all. She's able to go out there attack without any fear, and I do believe she does that both on the offense as well as on the defense. And as for it, let's go ahead and talk about La Cueva and the Lady Bears as they come in here. Like I said, 6-3. They won yesterday, of course, to get to this round. And let's see, it was a score of 58-23, so pretty handily against the Highland squad. Highland just played a moment ago, and they were able to beat Atrisco Heritage by the score of 63-12. That means they're going to advance to possibly play in the 9th place if they continue to win out anyway. While Hobbs has a chance to go on for the Del Norte game, which will be happening on Friday. As always, we always have the Thursday game off, or day off. And they'll be facing the winner of Volcano Vista versus Kirtland. And just remind you from last year what happened to Hobbs to get their victory. They started off with Hope Christian, got a 65-31 victory over them. Followed by that, they went to and played Volcano Vista and won that one easily as well, 67-37. Had a day off, came back, faced Rio Rancho, beat the Lady Rams 66-30. And then the final game was against Kirtland Central, so that won't be happening this year, but it will be. That was a score of 83-49. So relatively easy games for all four last year. And again, this year pretty easily as well, as they were able to defeat the Jaguars of Atrisco Heritage by a score of 64-21. Just to let you know, or to assure you that Hobbs fans can be a little happy about the fact that the Hobbs boys won today, just a moment ago, as they were facing West Mesa in West Mesa, and were able to win that one by a score of 62-48. So if you were listening to that or watching that game, or watching it on the internet, so to speak, and you have come over here, thank you very much for joining us, as we have about 10 and a half minutes to go before we get this game started. Hopefully there won't be any delays like there was yesterday, and they do have the right names on the board right now. So remind you that, let's see, it was, once again, Ross with 23 points. They also had a 7 of 9 from the line, so not too bad. They only had 2 misses. Again, 23 points for Zoe Ross. It was also Zepeda with 7. She had a tray. 2 trays for Mendoza, as she had 6 points. And another one that had 2 trays was Muniz. She had 6 points off of her 2 trays as well. And Ross put in a tray for her own, along with Rivera, who had a tray in the second half. Ended up with 11 points, 2 for 2 from the line. Ross was 4 for 4 from the line. And Armitage, who put in 3 points, 1 of 2 on the line. 9 players were in scoring figures on that game as well. The other one was Godwin, who had 2 points, and that was in, or 4 points, sorry, that was in the first half, 2 in the first and 2 in the second for her 4 points. Going to go ahead and take a break. Be back in a moment as we continue coverage right here on the Hobbs Eagle Network. I'd like to thank our sponsors, without whom, of course, we would not be able to put these on the air and free. Unfortunately, because of copyright laws, we're unable to get it on for the video in the Albuquerque area, but that's just something we have to live with. But nevertheless, we still don't charge you for the video, for the feed, whether it's on the radio or on the internet. And this one's on the internet worldwide, of course, on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube. We're on Lee County News and Sports, as well as Hobbs Sports 2. For the lineup, for the sponsors, we got to thank Eastern New Mexico University, Lasco Construction, TDS, Badger, First American Bank of Hobbs, Innomar Pipeline, Master Plumbers, Divine Energy Services, along with Eunice Pump and Supply, Hobbs Express, SunGuard, and Precision, Lee County State Bank, Forest Tire, Bel Air Bowl, and Southwest Siding Windows and Doors, along with DNC Electric. Thanks again for the sponsors. Without you, again, this would not be able to be made or be possible. For the lineups, we have, of course, let's go ahead and start with La Cueva and the Lady Bears. And the non-starters are going to be Sina Teskina. I'm sorry, I'm trying to say that wrong because I'm trying it too hard. Tanetsky, and she is going to be wearing number 5. Jane Austin, the junior, at number 10. Caitlin Garcia, junior, number 11. Number 12, Alexis Haddock, and she is a senior, along with Mary Valdez, senior. She's number 14. And Tessa Patterson, a junior, wearing number 33. For the starters for the Lady Bears, it'll be Sadie Ramos, along with, she's going to be a junior at number 0. Paz Romaro, senior, number 1. Peyton Labata, and she is going to be a sophomore, wearing number 2. Andy Bingham, number 3, the senior, and the last starter, the captain, is going to be Jordan Dyer, senior, number 23, and I think she's going to be one of those that we're going to have to watch out for, make sure she's corralled. Of course, on the other side, I believe this is the same old starters we've had before in the last couple of games, but we're going to go and go through them anyway. Jordan Mendoza is going to be here, the junior, number 14. She's 10 of 15 on the line. Mariah Mojica, sophomore, number 20. Yep, the 1 and 2 from the line. Cariela, and that is Cariela Rivera, sophomore, number 23. 10 of 15 from the line. Ariel Navarro, number 30, and she's 9 of 14 from the line. She's a senior. Along with Katie Godwin, number 52, senior, and she has 6 of 8 from the free throw line. So your starters, captain, number 4, Madison Zapata, senior, along with the other senior, Alania Armitage, number 12, captain, once again, along with Zaylee Hardison, junior, number 22. And number 24, of course, the 8th grader, known worldwide now as Zoe Ross. 29 of 37 from the line is what she's got. And it is Caitlin Muniz, 20 of 34, the junior, number 33, and also a captain for the team. That is your lineup. We have 5 minutes to go before we have our tip-off. And we'll be back in just about 2 to continue on with the pregame right here on the Hobbs Eagle Network. All right, we're back and looking at the schedule for the boys. It was Del Norte versus Rio Grande, and Rio Grande came in with that game with a 1-10 record. Del Norte came in with 6-6, so could be that Del Norte does win that game. We haven't gotten any official word yet on that one, as there's still no update on the score. But definitely the Hobbs Eagles have won in advance, and they're moving into the 9th place bracket. If they continue to win, that's exactly where they're going to be for the tournament. Not too bad, considering as how they just could not have a whole lot of luck in the first one. In fact, they had one of their key players missing, and now it seems, last time I heard, Clay is injured as well, and so they're going to be struggling with the injury bug, looks like, once again, for the Hobbs Eagles. But luckily for the Hobbs Lady Eagles, they are not having to suffer through anything like that, and hopefully that will continue the case, as Carpenter is taking this, of course, as always, one game at a time. And he knows that these teams will get tougher and tougher as it goes along in the Metro. That is why he knows that the championship, it is basically like a target on your back, and you got to make sure that you play a little bit better, a little bit tougher, a little bit stronger, and definitely make sure you make less mistakes than your opponent. And once you do that, then you can definitely win in this game. Looks like we're about to get underway here in just a moment, as the clock has been set to 8. Once again, your starters, that is going to be Zepeda, Armitage, along with Hardison, Ross, and Muniz. Captains, all three, that'll be Zepeda, Armitage, and Muniz. Could be coming down, if anything, if it's a tight game, to percentage on the free throw line. It looks like we're about to get the national anthem. We'll be back in a moment as we continue coverage right here, whether you're on the Hobbs Eagle Network, you're also on the Eagle 100.5 on the Facebook page, and we're also on YouTube. All right, both teams are about to be introduced as this game is going to get underway right after that. Thank you very much once again for being here on this nice Wednesday. It's a little wet over here, apparently, from the outside from what I've seen on the weather app. Going to get a little bit of sleet, but in Hobbs, I'm sure it is nice and dry, as well as, wherever you're at in the world. Thank you very much for joining us, tuning in. As once again, we are on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube. We're also on, of course, on YouTube. We're on the Hobbs Sports Network, #2, and Lee County News and Sports. And we also, if you anything else, you can also catch us on Facebook on the Eagle 100.5. So our starters once again for the girls going to be Zepeda, along with Armitage. It'll be Hardison, Ross, and Muniz. 3 captains out there, and then the big girl, Zaylee Hardison. For the girls, the Lady Bears, it'll be Ramos, Romero, Labata, Bingham, and Dyer. And of those, there is 1 sophomore and 1 junior. The rest are seniors for the starters. Dyer comes in with a 22.9 points a game. So we got to expect her to be out there and active. Labato comes in with 7.3 points a game. And it is 10 points a game for Romero. That is number 1. She is also a senior. So we've got a good sophomore out there with 7.3, and something that Hobbs is going to have to go ahead and control. And if they can control the tempo as always, they should be able to maintain a victory here and move on. Next opponent, like you said, is going to either be the winner, if they win, Kirtland Central or Volcano Vista, and they are playing at the same time, so not sure exactly if we'll be able to catch that final. Probably not, but the next game is going to be on Friday with Thursday off. You'd say this looks like it'll be a home game for La Cueva. Not La Cueva, I looked at that. Actually, it is a home game for La Cueva. It is here in La Cueva. So I don't have to worry about mixing up the place and the name of the team, thankfully. So there's that to look forward to. All right, so it looks like it'll be Hardison tipping up against, that'll be Dyer. Hardison with a slight edge on the height. We'll see who gets the ball after the tip-off. 7:03, and we're about to be underway right here in La Cueva. And here we go. Tip-off goes to La Cueva Bears. And it's already in the front court. As it gets to the left wing, it's going to go inside to, that'll be Bingham. And then back over to Ramos on the right wing, gets center against Zoe. And now back over to the left, back to the right. Oh, stolen by Zoe Ross. That'll be her first. And into the hands of Zapata, who is going to work it over to the left wing beyond the arc. She works to the right, gets it over to the right wing. Thought about a 3 for Muniz. Instead gets it back to Zapata. Over to Ross. Ross is going to go back to Muniz, who is at the right wing, now left for Armitage. And they're just trying to see what an opening can be as they get it over to Hardison once again. And to Ross on the right wing. Center now, she's at the top of the arc, goes to the right. Dishes it and puts it up and in for 2. That'll be Zapata. And nicely done as she breaks through the defense. Drives the lane on the right and puts it in. Nice scoop shot as well. 2-0. Back over on the other side for the Bears. It'll be Romero over again to the right wing. Actually left wing now. And that'll be to Ramos. Inside underneath the basket. Could not get it. Double team. She gets it back out again for Ramos. Or actually that is Lobato. And now inside to Ramos, driving the lane, gets it back out for a lefty 3 and does drain it. That's going to be nothing but net for Dyer. And now we have a score of 3-2. Other side and a travel on that one as it goes out of the hands of Hobbs. First turnover for them. And it'll be inbounded with 6:25 to go, 3-2 with the lead. 1 point deficit so far, the Hobbs Eagles. And now back and forth between, that'll be Romero and Lobato. Lobato with the ball as she's about to cross the line against Cepeda. And now gets into the hands of Dyer. Dyer to the left of the arc. Now back over to, that'd be Lobato. Passes it all the way to the right, back over to the left again to Lobato. And inside for Dyer, she's going to drive against Hardison. And go ahead and dish it back out again for a 3 on the left wing. Going to be air ball on that one as it does get rescued, but it does hit the back of the rim, of the backboard. And that will be a turnover for La Cueva. That was Romero who tried to get that one to come back in, but instead hit the backboard. Zapata, though, she is going to go out of bounds. Unfortunately, that's going to be a turnover for Hobbs. She was trying to get around a couple of players. In the process, ran out of real estate and stepped out of bounds as she was trying to dribble the ball. So it'll be a turnover for Hobbs, second one of the game. And Mendoza coming in as a substitution. Didn't see who left. Up there it is. It's going to be a Muniz who's going to have to tend to her finger. Oh, contact is out. That's what it is. Okay, I thought she was looking at her finger, and she was because there was a contact. So back to it, Lobato, and we get a whistle. And a travel looked like. Double dribble. So we got a double dribble, and that's going to be a turnover for La Cueva, the second one of the game. Hobbs with the ball, 5:42 to go. A 1 point deficit. Zapata with the ball as she crosses the timeline. And gets it to Armitage on the left wing, top of the arc. Over to the left now to Zepeda. As she looks and gets it inside to Hardison. She tries up for a 2, a layup and misses, but the rebound goes to Zepeda. Over to Armitage to the left wing. Dishes it inside, tries to get around a player. Gets a rebound by Hardison and puts it up and in. Nice cleanup of the glass on that one, as it was Armitage who put up the shot, missed, and Hardison with rebound and the put back in on the right-hand side. It'll be 4-3 now. 5:12 to go as it goes out of bounds, and it'll be continued to be La Cueva ball. They did not lose it. Back to the hands of Lobato. As she is being worked against by Zepeda. She does cross the timeline. Now she has Ross on her. And she is working to the right. That'll be Dyer. Back to Lobato. And now to the left wing. Inside to Dyer. Puts up a nice little shot near the free throw line and hits it for 2. She's got all the points so far for the Bears. 5-4. 4:41 remaining, where Ross gets it over to the right-hand side to Armitage. To the top to Mendoza. Over to the left to Ross. Goes and drives the lane. Double team. She's going to go ahead and get fouled as she put it up. It's going to be a shooting foul. That'll be the first one for the Bears. And that will go up against Lobato. Her first, team's first as well. And to shoot 2 will be Ross. I see it. And then for the first one, it's going to be a miss, unfortunately, as we talked her up. 29 of 37 so far in this season. One more can tie the game, or one can tie the game. And it does. 1 of 2 from the line for Ross. 5-5 is the score. 4:32 remaining in the first. Ross comes out. Looks like it'll be it'll be Rivera. Okay. As that one is stolen by, that'll be Rivera. No, actually, no, sorry, Hardison, her steal first. And all the way across in the hands of Rivera. Tries to pass it. Unfortunately, has a bad pass. Turnover for Hobbs. And it goes the other way quickly. That'll be a put-up shot defended by Zepeda. And it'd be Ramos who's going to go to the line as she put it up on the right-hand side. Just could not make it, but does draw the foul, and that'll be against Zepeda, her first. 4:09 to go in the first, 5-5, and we've got 2 shots for. That'll be Ramos. First one's going to be missed. So so far, first missed shot. As we have Godwin coming in. And Ross came back in again. Second one is made for Ramos. 1-point lead. Ross has the ball over to the right wing, gets it to Zepeda. She drives inside, but dishes it off to the left for a 3-pointer on the way in. Good. Assist on that from Zepeda, but a 3-pointer for Muniz. And that'll be 8-6. 2-point lead for Hobbs. Right wing thought about a 3, instead dishes it off to the left-hand side. Going to go ahead and drive the lane, get inside 4. That is going to be Bingham. Misses a shot, rebounded by Hobbs. Going back the other way is Muniz. Ross with the ball on the right, now dishes off to Mendoza. And now to Zepeda on the left wing. Goes ahead and gets back to center, but not before she gets it to Muniz, who's at the top near the timeline. And now Ross has it on the right wing. Back over to Mendoza, top of the arc. Left elbow for Muniz. Back to Mendoza, tries to get it, loses the handle, but does get it back over to, that is going to be Zepeda. Tries for a 3, misses, and Mendoza has the rebound. And back over to Zepeda, top of the arc. She's going to go ahead and try to drive the lane, gets double team, dishes it off to the right to Ross. She's going to drive the lane, get it off on the right-hand side, throws it up, misses off the rim, and it's still a fight for the rebound. As we're going to see what the call is, looked like one of them that was on there was Romero for the Bears. Foul on the Eagles, as it's going to be Ross who's going to get her first. 1 second one for the team. 2:53 remaining. 8-6 is the score as they're about to inbound the ball, and Ross is going to be substituted out. Okay, so Armitage back in the game as the Bears are able to get it across the timeline into the hands of Romero. Cross for a 3 on the way and misses off the front of the rim. That's going to be from Lobato. And back again for Zepeda as she's able to get the ball. Over to Mendoza, over to the left wing, and that'll be to Muniz, top of the arc. Lost the handle and will be a turnover for Hobbs, as unfortunately that's going to go to Dyer. She gets it across the timeline over there. Now she's going to run the lane up against Armitage, and she puts up a shot. She was at least 2 or 3 deep in Eagles. And who's going to draw the foul on that one? Yep, it's going to be Armitage, her first. Not much she could do about that. She was just matching her up, trying to block her shot, and gets called for the foul. That's her second, team's third. Or first, I mean. First foul for Armitage as that one goes up for a 3 on the left wing, misses. Armitage with the rebound, and she goes back the other way quickly, goes coast to coast, lays it up on the righty on the left-hand side, misses. Rebound by Godwin, puts it up, and will drop that in. Nicely done for the cleanup on the glass as well. 10-6 is the score, 2 minutes to go in this first. And it's back again to Romero, who is getting across. Actually, she's got Armitage to deal with. And almost had the steal, but instead will get the tie ball. It'll be jumping. It will go to Hobbs. So a turnover for Cueva. Cueva with 3 turnovers so far in this game, and Hobbs also with 4, but that has not paid off because they have not been able to take advantage and score. It is 10-6 right now with a minute 52 to go, and Hobbs inbounding the ball to Muniz, who crosses the timeline. Going to be in the hands of Rivera to Muniz, dished it in, tried to lay it up from the left-hand side. Missed it, but does draw the foul. Let's see who gets the call. And that'll be against the scorer, Jordan Dyer. So to put on the line Muniz to shoot 2. She is 20 of 34 from the line. She's already had a tray in her name. And she does hit the first one. Zoe back in after a short intermission. She's on the lineup. Second one is going to go up and drop in for Muniz. 12-6, doubled up on the Bears, and the Lady Bears have the ball right now, as it is Lobato with the ball now in the hands of, that would be Romero, but now back to Lobato. Inside to Dyer. She loses the ball. Godwin gets it. That's a turnover for the Bears. Going the other way quickly, it's going to be Zoe Ross, coast to coast, and she gets the layup nicely done on the right-hand side for 2. Be 14-6. 8-point lead, biggest in the game for the Hobbs Lady Eagles. Back in the center is going to be, I think that's Lobato. To the right, she gives it to the right elbow for a 3 on the way. No good. That is going to be from Romero. And it'll be Muniz with the ball as she crosses the timeline for the Hobbs Eagles, going the other way quickly with just under a minute to go. And it'll be Rivera now. Actually, that's Mojica. Mojica is going to put up, no, actually that's Muniz. Puts up a 3 on just beyond the arc on the right-hand side and gets 5 points so far, actually 7 altogether with her free throws. 17-6, a 9-point lead, or 11-point lead now. And that is the biggest of the game so far. To the right, actually to the left wing now for Romero. Over to Dyer inside. She's going to drive the lane, gets double teamed, dishes it back out again, over, and that'll be a long 2, but misses off the back of the rim. That'll be for Lobato. And Dyer puts it back in after cleaning up the glass for 2. She is the only scorer in the game so far for the Bears. As a 3 from Munoz from almost half distance does dribble in to get a 20-8 score. We're in first. Actually, the first quarter is ended. 20-8 is the score, and that was rather exciting to see on that 3-point shot being made. We're going to go in the second quarter. It's a 20-8 lead for the Lady Eagles. Be back in just 30 seconds as we continue coverage right here on the Hobbs Eagle Network. right, so the leading scorer for the Hobbs Lady Eagles is Muniz, especially with that three-pointer dropping. That's she's got 8 points. It is going to be 6 points for Ross, 2 points for Zepeda, 2 points for Hardison, and 2 points for Godwin. And that's how we get our 20. For the Lady Bears, they've only got 1 in scoring, and that is going to be Dyer. She's got all 8 points. So far it is 5. Yesterday we had 9 scorers in the game. Right now we have 5, and it's only the first quarter. Second quarter is underway. We're going to get the Lady Bears going to be inbounding the ball. And we go in the hands of Lobato. She does cross the timeline against Ross. Gets it over to the right. Looks like that is Dyer. She's going to run to the left. Get it back into the hands of Austin. Jane Austin with the ball. And that back over to, that is Patterson. Patterson had a pass, and it's going to go into the backfield, so it's going to be a backcourt violation as it was a bad pass from Lobato to, that would be Patterson. And so a turnover for the Cueva. Inbound of the ball will be Ross. With 7:37 to go, so far nobody has scored in this quarter. Zepeda with the ball, she crosses the timeline, gets it over to the right wing to Ross. And now to Hardison. Back to Ross. Armitage on our left, Hardison on our right. This time it's going to go to Muniz. Actually, that is going to be, yeah, it was Muniz. To Armitage, putting it up, nicely done. She puts a roundabout roll up in there from her right. She was able to go underneath from the left and get a 2-point conversion on that one. No foul either, 22-8. The other way, it's going to be Dyer. Pushes it off to Patterson for 3. A three-pointer on the way on the left-hand side, missed. Rebound, it's going to be a tie ball as it's going to be Dyer and Muniz. Eagles get the ball, and that means a turnover for La Cueva. 6:56 to go, 22-8. Zepeda with the ball as she's about to cross the timeline once again on the right. As she directs traffic a little bit, gets to the top of the arc, goes to the left. That'll be Ross all the way across to the left for Muniz for a 3 on the way and misses off the side of the rim. They're going to be rebounded by Lobato. Actually, that'll be, yeah, Lobato. As it goes out of bounds, let's see who they're pointing to say it's hit last. Coach is getting in on the action as well. Ball went by him and he kicked it up to the scoring table. It is the Bears with the ball still, so no turnover for them as it goes inside. Back out again to Lobato. Over to Patterson, back to Lobato. Inside, trying to turn around and defend against by Hardison, but goes out for a 3, and it is hit by, of course, once again, Dyer, the only one making a score in this game. 22-8, doubled up on the Bears. As Zapato goes on the right-hand side, gets it over to Muniz. She is teamed up against by Lobato, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lobato, so it'll be still ball, Hobbs ball with 6:07 remaining in the first. 22-11 is the score. It's like we had one substitution going out. I saw Jane Austin going out for the Bears. And now in the hands of Zapato after it got to Hardison. Zoe Ross with the ball, just inside now, gets double teamed, dishes it back out to the right to Zepeda. She's going to drive the lane, double team, get it to the left for Muniz. Double up for a 3, and nope, it's going to hit off the back of the rim, no good. Rebounded by, looks like that'll be Romaro. Other way quickly for the Bears. Gets into Dyer's hands, double team. She's going to put up a 2. Misses off the front of the rim, and it goes out to, that'll be Patterson, and they get the ball back again, rotating it outside the lane. Put up a 3 for you on the top of the arc. Misses it in and out. That'll be for Romaro. Another rebound for the Bears. Romaro again. Actually, that's Labata. She's defended against by Zepeda. And inside will be Dyer. She tries to put it up, gets Hardison for a defender, double team. Now it's going to go back the other way quickly for Zepeda. Runs the lane, gets a shot, but misses off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Muniz, and she will drop it in for 2. Nicely done as she was able to clean up the glass from that shot from Zepeda. 24-11, 4:55 to go. As it is in the hands of Dyer right now, going to drive up, hit a shot just in front of the free throw line, misses it, and it'll be rebounded by Ross. Going the other way for Muniz. Muniz goes to the left, actually, yeah, to the right. It'll be Armitage for three, air ball, unfortunately, as she was on the right arc. And it'll be out of bounds, and unfortunately that'll be a turnover for Hobbs as it goes out of bounds. Tried to fight that one was Hardison, but could not get it before it went out of bounds. There'll be a couple of substitutions coming in. Armitage going out along with, that is Hardison and Muniz. So we have a timeout on the floor. We'll take one with them as we continue coverage right here on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Hobbs Eagles leading 24-11 right here in La Cueva as they're facing the Bears. 13 points, I believe that is one of the biggest leads of the game so far. It has been just one score. So far, nobody has any fouls in this quarter. Oh yeah, and you're right. I forgot about the free throw. It is 1 point for Ramos. And Dyer with the rest of the points. So she's got all but 1 point for the squad. Inbounding the ball, we'll be back over to Romaro. Mendoza tripped it up a little bit, but Dyer was able to get that pass back in her hands. Now it's across the timeline to Dyer. And that is Romaro who's going to get the ball. Oh, no, actually she isn't. Pass too high, goes out of bounds, goes off her fingertips. And that'll be a turnover for the Bears. That's their third this quarter. And back across again for the Eagles will be Zepeda. Now into the hands of Navarro. Over to Ross, top of the arc, back to the left to Godwin. And Mendoza now just right of the arc. Over to Zepeda. He's trying to drive the lane. Instead gets it over to Navarro. Back to Ross. Ross double team. She's going to feed it out to Godwin. Over to the right-hand side to Zepeda. Going to go ahead and put up a shot as she runs the lane. Misses it, but does get rebounded by. That'll be Patterson for the Bears. Three on the way on the left-hand side for Dyer. Misses off the front. Will be another tie-up ball as it is Navarro fighting against. That is going to be Romaro. Ball is going to go to the Lady Bears. 3:34 remaining on this one. 24-11 is the score in the second. And inside for Dyer. Dyer puts it up for two and makes it. And that'll put up the score 13 for the Bears. Meanwhile, Muniz already has the ball. Falls, goes ahead and gets it out to Mendoza. Inside. Back to Navarro, loses the ball, turnover for Hobbs, and that'll go back the other way for the Bears in the hands of Romaro. Goes up, put up a running shot for two, misses off the back. Romaro gets the ball, and gets back over to Dyer, who's at the top of the arc right now, being defended against by Ross. Inside now, and it goes back out to the left wing for a three. Misses off the front was Romaro. Rebound by Hobbs, as is Navarro, who has the ball right now. Muniz going to go ahead and cross the timeline, get it all the way across the left-hand side for Ross. And actually, that'll be not Ross, but Rivera for a three, misses and rebounded by the Lady Bears. Inside two, that'll be Bingham for a three-pointer on the way on the left-hand side and makes it. That'll be nothing but net for Romaro, and somebody besides Dyer scores. So a little bit of a run for the Bears, but not long, as that one is going to be Rivera, who puts up a three and makes it on the left wing. 27-16, or actually 26-16 is the score. And that'll be put up in another, let's see, that's two for the Bears. Just under 2 minutes to go now on this one. As we have the boys over here now for the Hobbs Eagles, they're going to watch the rest of this game. and support the team. Speaking of which, three-pointer on the way on the left-hand side. Drains it for Rivera. That's her second one of the game. And nicely done as well. 28-29 actually to 18. And they get back their lead again to double figures, double digits. Back into Ramos. Over to Bingham. Bingham puts up a shot, misses. It'll be going outside to the left for a three, in and out, and maybe back in again. No, it did not. It didn't bounce in for Romaro. Didn't have that shooter's touch. A minute 16 to go as the team files in front of me. So we have Muniz to Navarro on the right wing now to Rivera. Rivera has the ball. She's outside the arc. Over to Muniz again, top of the arc. And over to Navarro now. Inside. Back out again on the right-hand side for a three-pointer on the way for Rivera. Didn't get her third one yet, but did get a try. Rebounded by Dyer. So just under a minute to go now with Rivera on Dyer. She pushes it out to the right, actually to the left. Inside for a two for Romero. SCS Lobato, and she misses her shot. Rebound is going to be that'll be Navarro. Timeout for the Eagles. We've got 29.8 seconds left. The team is here, set, and they're ready to watch this game, and hopefully we'll be able to watch the rest of it as well with 29.8 seconds remaining. Back in just a few right here on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Welcome back. We have 29.8 seconds remaining in the first half as it is 29-18, 11-point lead for the Hobbs Lady Eagles. And everybody's getting back on the court again. Again, we have Ronald Ross and the team of the boys here as they made it for the game. Getting back to the hands of, that'll be a foul. Looks like it may be away from the ball. But on it was Mojica. Mojica had the ball. That'll be the second one for Dyer. Team's first foul. The first foul of the second quarter happening with 21 seconds to go. Zepeda with the ball now back over to Mojica. Inside to Hardison, over to Armitage. Works it over to the left for Zepeda with 11 seconds to go. And over to Armitage. She's going to drive the lane, get double team. She's going to try to force up a shot, but instead she's going to get the foul. And a player gets hurt as well. Actually, no, she didn't get the foul. She just got the travel. So a turnover on that for the Hobbs Lady Eagles, unfortunately, as I thought she was going to be able to get it in, but she earns a travel instead. So she is back on the bench for a moment, being substituted as it is an inbound for the Lady Bears with 5 seconds to go. Going to try to get it across the timeline. Ross does disrupt the play, and before they can get it set up, Hardison over to Mojica. The time expires. 29-18 is the score as we are in halftime. We'll be back in a moment as we continue coverage. We got all the numbers for you right here on the Hobbs Eagle Network. All right, we are back, and it is, of course, live. 7:54 remaining before the first half ends. Looks like they started the clock a little late, but just got an update on Jordan Clay, or Josiah Clay, as he is going to be, looks like he was banged up, but just like with all other players, we'll be back into it, and hopefully he'll be good to go for the next one, which is going to be interesting to see who they're going to play, as I think it's going to be probably between the two. I'm going to say it's probably going to be Del Norte, but you never know. That's one of the reasons why they play. It's the winner of Del Norte and Rio Grande to set it off, and that'll be on, of course, Friday. So they have plenty of time to get prepared for the next game. Speaking of which, this game right now going on, halftime, 29-18, as we see the scoring big time for the Hobbs Lady Eagles. We'll talk about the Bears first, as it is the leader for Dyer with double digits, 12 points for her, as she's got 2 trays and 3 buckets. And they've only had one person go up to the free throw line, 1 out of 2 so far for Ramos, and she is 1 point. We also have a tray for, so they've had 3 trays in the game for the Lady Bears. The other one goes to Romaro for the tray. So that is how they get their 18 points. Or is it? Let's see. And seem to be missing 2, so we'll find out where that is in just a moment. For the turnovers, it is going to be so far 10 for the Lady Bears, as they've had, let's see, Romaro has had 3 rebounds. Lobato has had 1 rebound. Bingham's had 1 rebound offense. Defense is also 1 as well. Or actually, that'll be offensive rebounds, 1 for Bingham. 3 rebounds offensively for Dyer, 1 offensively. Sorry, try it again. Offensively, 3 rebounds and 1 defensive rebound for Dyer, so 4 altogether. And Patterson has 1 defensive rebound as well. So they've got 7 defensive rebounds and 4 offensive rebounds for a total of 11 rebounds altogether, and 1 steal from Dyer. For the Lady Eagles, once again, it is Ross who is doing well, but it is Muniz so far with the score, the top scorer of the Lady Eagles. With double figures, it is 10 points, as she is 2 on the 3 points and also has 2 on the line. 10 points is what she's got so far. Rivera with 2 trays as well, 6 points for her. And Ross with 2 on the line, but only made 1 out of 2, 5 points, as she's got actually 6 points for her efforts, as she has 1 of 2 and a tray along with a bucket. Other players in scoring is going to be Zapata and Armitage, both with 2, along with Artisan with 2. And Godwin also put in a 2-point bucket. For the defense on the Lady Eagles, they've had, it's going to be Mendoza with 2 defensive rebounds, along with Muniz, 2 defensive rebounds, and 1 apiece for Zapata, Armitage, Ross, Navarro, and Godwin. Also with offensive rebounds, everybody has 1. That'll be Zapata, along with Mendoza, Hardison, Muniz, and Godwin. With 2 steals, will be Ross, and 1 steal for Godwin. We'll be back in a moment as we continue coverage right here. It's all on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Stay tuned. And for those keeping track, it is 7 turnovers for Hobbs and 10 for the Lady Bears. 3 minutes to go, and we'll be back in just a moment as we continue coverage right here. 29-18 is the score. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. This is the Hobbs Eagle Network. We're covering the Lady Eagles, who are up 29-18, and we're doing so because of the Hobbs sponsors. We want to thank the following: Eastern New Mexico University, Lasco Construction, Badger, Master Plumbers, Divine Energy Services, Forest Tire, Lee County State Bank, Bel Air Bowl, Southwest Siding, Windows and Doors, DNC Electric, SunGuard Precision, Hobbs Express, Eunice Pump and Supply, NMR Pipeline, First American Bank of Hobbs, and TDS. Thanks again for all your support. Without you guys, we would not be able to put these on the air and for free, for not only for the fans, but for those that are out of town or out of the country, wherever you're at, you're able to enjoy it right here, whether it's on HobbsAmerica.com or on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell so you can get the notifications so you know when the next game is going to be. Of course, we're also on the Eagle 100.5 Facebook page. Looks like it'll be the starting lineups on both sides once again as we're about to get underway. Hobbs is going to be inbounding the ball to start it all off for the third quarter. Low-scoring game, but Hobbs has been kind of dominant for most of it, although La Cueva did have a nice little streak to come right back on that. So back to Zepeda as she is going to cross the timeline, and we are underway on this second half, third quarter. Muniz on the left-hand side, double team, gets it back to Zepeda, over to Ross on the right, and she's going to work it to the top of the arc. Get it over to Muniz once again. She's directing traffic. Armitage now, she's going to drive the lane, get double team, but get it out to Ross. Thought about a three, but instead going to drive the lane, put it up, and dish it in for her two. Nicely done for 2 points. That is going to be 8 for her so far in this game. 31-18 is the score. Back the other way quickly to the Bears, who catch the girls napping, and that is going to be Bingham off the assist from Lobato for 2. Back the other way quickly for Zepeda. Gets a double team, loses the ball, and it'll be unfortunately a loss to her. Another turnover for the Eagles. But back again, Zepeda with the steal. Tries to put it up as she stole the ball. And it will be instead a miss and end up a rebound for Dyer. And unfortunately, that's going to be a foul against Zepeda, her first, or second, I mean, and the team's first. There we go, and back to Dyer. Over to Lobato. Top of the wing, inside, gets it blocked a little bit, and will be taken by the Eagles. Zepeda with the ball now as she puts it over to Armitage on the right wing. Drives the lane, gets double team, puts it up, and nicely done. Kiss off the glass for 2 for Armitage. Her 4 points now, as it is back to a 13-point lead for the Eagles. Going to be Lobato now with a 3 on the way on the left wing, no good. And it will be back to the Bears. Another 3 on the way as it goes in. This time, this is going to be for, that was Romero, her second for the game. And we push it up to 33-23. Hardison with the ball and tries to get it to the right-hand side, misses, and it'll be rebounded by the Bears. Other way quickly, and an assist going on for Ramos. I think that's her second of the game, second of this quarter, as it gets into Bingham's hands, and she puts up 2 more. These Bears are still continuing to fight. Muniz with a ball alone, puts up a 3 on the right arc and gets it. Nicely done. That's her third one of the game as she's trying to chase history in the record book. 36-25. And back the other way quickly from a steal are the Hobbs Eagles. Zepeda with a 3, up and in. That's going to be nicely done with Ross on the assist. So Zepeda gets it up to 39 in her first tray of the game. And again, that was on the left arc, or left corner for the 3. Dyer with the inbound, 5:26 to go in the third quarter. Over to, that'll be Bingham. And then over to Lobato, as we have in the hands of Romero right now. Drives inside the lane, gets defended by Armitage, pushes it back out again, and that'll be Lobato. Misses the shot, rebound by Armitage. Nicely done, as that is going to go all the way to Zepeda, but she goes ahead and drives it out as she was contested. All right, Ross with the ball, contested, gets it back over to Mendoza to the right near the top of the arc, or Mendoza. Sorry, that is Zapata. And now it's going to be Muniz. Ross with the drive, puts it inside, misses off the front and the back, or back in the front. Armitage almost had the rebound, but Zapata does instead. Loses the handle, gets it back again against Lobato, and looks like Lobato is going to get a reach-in foul for her efforts. A 4 foul, so it'll be just the first one for the Bears. Both sides have just one apiece. And it'll be Muniz going to be inbounding the ball with 4:31 remaining. 39-25 is the score. Ross to Muniz. To Armitage. Inside now, driving the lane. Going to go ahead and put up a low floater and does make it. Nicely done over the head of our defender. She gets 2 more points for that effort and pushes it up to 41-25. 6 points for Armitage. Going the other way, almost lost the handle, was Romero. Inside, though. Back out again to Romero. To Dyer, top of the arc, is going to be defended against by Ross. Drives the lane, gets double teamed, triple teamed, in fact. Puts up a shot, missed, and Armitage with the rebound. Quickly over to, that is going to be Rivera, up and in, and hits the shot for 2. Nicely done for Rivera. Assist by Armitage. 43-25 is the score right now, and the Hobbs Lady Eagles with 18 points, biggest of the game so far. Some substitutions coming in now, as it's going to be Armitage going out along with Ross. And, so that was the second foul by Hobbs, and that looks like it went against Ross, her second, and it is. So 3:40 to go. Timeouts on both sides. We'll be back in a moment as we continue coverage. Once again, 43-25 is the score. 18-point lead. Be back in just a moment right here on the Hobbs Eagle Network. We are back. Thank you very much for being here. Ron Gunner here, covering the Lady Eagles in the Metro Tournament, day 2 of this. Of course, we're going to be off tomorrow. We'll be back again on Friday, and it should be interesting to see who the winner is going to be. Looks like Hobbs is going to be, if they continue on, they'll be the winner, and they'll be facing against Kirtland Central or Volcano Vista, 2 teams that they faced. Hobbs faced last year and were able to dispose of. Volcano Vista was the second game. Kirtland Central was the final game. That gave them the championship. Hobbs with the defense now on, as it is the Bears with the ball. Over to the hands of Romero. Tries to drive lane, gets it over, and to Patterson, loses it as she stumbles, and she lost her balance and also lost the ball for a travel. Another turnover for the Lady Bears, as it is 3:30 to go, 43-25, and Hobbs with the ball. Zapata crossing that timeline to the left. Mendoza now to Muniz. Back to Rivera on the right wing. Patterson defender, she almost lost the ball, but she's able to retrieve it, but loses it again, turnover for Hobbs. And that'll go in the hands of Patterson, who is now with Jane Austin. Austin with the ball, now back to Austin. Actually, that is Dyer. Goes up and underneath, drives the lane, but misses the shot. Rebound by Zapata. Goes quickly the other way. As she goes in, drives the lane, goes in, gets out after being triple teamed. Muniz for 3 on the way and misses off the back of the rim. Rebound by, well, that'll be a stumbling, fumbling Dyer. And again, ball on the floor, but able to get it is Lobato with the Bears. 2:38 to go. Defense on both sides trying to get the ball quickly as they can, but Hobbs right now on the defense. Back over to the other side. Dyer, bad pass zone to be picked off by, looks like that is Muniz. Going coast to coast, drives the lane, puts up a shot, misses. Rebound by, that is Mojica, and misses as well. So 2 shots missed, 2:70 to go. That's going to be on the other side for Dyer Actually, no, that's Patterson. Patterson tried to get the shot underneath the basket on the right-hand side, misses, but will get the foul. And then, unfortunately, against Cepeda, her third. Team's third as well. So it'll be a shooting foul for her, for 2. And the first one is going to be good. So Dyer once again with the offense, this time around though with the free throws. That's her first one of the game. One more opportunity for Dyer. She came in first half with 12 points. Second one up and good as well. In fact, she has not made a basket in the second half yet. But she did drop those 2 free throws. 43-27 is the score, 2:15 remaining. It was a flagrant foul. No wonder she was alone. So a flagrant foul was called against Cepeda. And again, Dyer underneath the ball with the inbound. Gets double teamed. It's going to be against Mendoza this time around, her first. And that'll be the team's 4th. One more, and that'll put the Lady Bears in bonus, although that was a shooting foul, so that will put Dyer on the line to shoot 2 more. First one is up, and it is in. So she is 3 for 3 from the line so far. This is the only time she's been shooting on the free throw. But it was 3 or 4 from the line for the team at half. Second attempt is up, and will roll in. 4 for 4 from the line. Score is now 43-29. Double teamed as there's a press on the backcourt. It is going to be Mojica with the ball, and unfortunately that's going to be a tie ball as grabbing it was Lobato, and that will go towards the Bears. Unfortunately, that's another turnover for the Hobbs Lady Eagles. 2:09 to go, 43-29, 14-point lead for the Lady Eagles. And it'll be passed off to Dyer, now going to the left. Defender falls. She gets it to a 3-point shot. Missed. Gets her own rebound, though, that is Lobato. And now to the right wing. Inside to Dyer once again, but moves and gets to travel, and that's going to be another turnover for the Lady Bears. And just kind of gave a head shake, trying to get a fake, but instead her feet moved. She shuffled her feet, and she earned the travel. Minute 48 to go, 43-29, as we've got some substitutions coming in. One of them is going to be, it looks like that is Ross. So Muniz going to inbound to Ross as we get a backcourt press from the Bears. Going to get that over to Rivera now. Crosses the timeline over to Cepeda, to Muniz on the right wing. Cepeda now on the right wing as well. And they're trying to get it inside. They do to Muniz. Gets a double team. She thought about passing it, but there was nobody there. And it goes out of bounds. Looks like it'll be the last touch possibly by the Bears. So Hobbs will retain the possession and the back court, or in the front court on the back line. Cepeda with the ball. Going to be inbounding it. Double teamed, and it'll go out of bounds. Tried to get it to Godwin, but instead was boxed out. And it looks like it went off the foot or leg of Bingham. This is Cepeda with the ball with 1:28 to go in the third quarter. Guys are here after they won their game. Up underneath, but missed. That was a shot that was almost ready for Rivera. Just a little too much mustard on that when it goes out of bounds. Looks like it is last touch by Hobbs. Turnover for Hobbs Eagles. With the ball right now, it's going to be Lobato to Dyer. And that is going to be Patterson. Actually, Austin. Back to Dyer. Dyer does cross the timeline. Gets it to the left wing. Thought about a 3, but did not take it. It was Lobato as she is being worked against. Inside to Dyer. Drives the lane once again. Gets it rejected by Godwin, but no, they're going to go ahead and give her a call anyway against her for the foul. She thought it was a clean foul, all ball, but instead, ref saw it otherwise. It's the 5th foul for the Hobbs Eagles anyway with 1:06 to go, so they're in double bonus are the Lady Bears. Meanwhile, Bears only have 1 foul against the team so far. So Lady Eagles not in jeopardy are not going to be going into the double bonus. That one is made, 1 of 2. One more shot for Dyer on the line, and she makes that one as well. 43-31 is the score. Going back the other way, Muniz into the hands of Rivera. Rivera's going to drive the lane, get it up, push it up a left. He misses. No call. Back the other way, Lobato, and almost stolen by Muniz, but instead Dyer has the ball on the right wing inside to Patterson. Loses the handle on that one. It will be picked up by, that is going to be Muniz. Driving the other way quickly, gets across the timeline. Stops for a moment on her dribble, and she gets it to Zapata. Madison Zapata now with the ball on the left wing. Go ahead and put up a three. Drains it as it goes right through the net. Swish. 3 more points for the Hobbs Lady Eagles with just 23 seconds remaining in this third quarter. 46-31. Back over to Austin to, looks like that is Dyer. No, that is not, that's Lobato. Now Dyer has the ball. Dyer on the right wing. Facing up against Rivera. Pushes it all the way over to the left, and it'll be a three-pointer on the way as time expires. That was Lobato who put up the three but could not get it to fall in, and nobody got the rebound before the time expired. 46-31 is the score. We go into the fourth quarter. We're going to be coming back here in just minutes, right here, or actually just 30 seconds right here on the Hobbs Eagle Network. All right, welcome back. The Hobbs Lady Eagles up 46-31. It is a 15-point lead for them, as there are 4 scorers for the Lady Bears, and there are 7 for the Lady Eagles. As they go into this, they are right now, let's see, they haven't really had a whole lot of opportunities to go on the free throw line, but neither have the Lady Bears. 7 of 8 so far from the line for the Lady Bears, and it is just 5 of 6 for the Lady Eagles. Zoe Ross has had, actually it was Muniz who's had 4 of 4 from the line. Getting back into it, speaking of which, it is going to be Ross, going to be inbound of the ball as we get started on the fourth quarter. With Zapata in the backcourt. She's going to go ahead and get the ball back over to Ross, across the timeline to Zapata, left wing, back to Armitage. She's going to try to drive the lane, instead dish it off to Ross, puts it inside, back to Armitage, over to the left-hand side for Mendoza for 3. Misses off the front of the rim, but Ross gets the rebound, puts it back up, cleans the glass up nicely, puts in 2 more for the cause. That's 4 points in her for her efforts in this second half. 48-31. Now it's going to be back across again to Jane Austin, over to Dyer for 3, misses everything. And the rebound will be back to Bingham. But they lose the ball. Going back the other way is Zapata, over to Muniz for a 3-pointer on the way, really far away, but gets it. And it'll be 3 more points. That is her 4th tray of the game. 51-31, 20-point lead now. Over to Bingham, who puts up a 2 and makes it on the right-hand side. She's got 6 points. It is all in the second half as well. That is Muniz over to Zapata on the right-hand side. She's on the right wing. Going to drive it in a little bit to Ross on the right wing for 3, just near the line, and misses. But takes it away from Patterson. Actually, that's Jane Austin, and is able to put up a shot, misses, but does draw the foul against Austin. And that'll be her first, team's first as well. And Ross on the line to shoot 2. Ross is 1 or 2 from the line right now. Might get 3 or 4 as she does get that one. Two or 3 right now for Ross. 52-33 is the score to make it a 20-point game. With that one, and she does. And back on defense as it gets into the hands of Garcia, who hasn't been in the game much. That's the junior tip pass, and it'll go into the hands of Muniz. No, it'll be out of Muniz and over to Bingham. But they lose it anyway as a pass. Bad pass gets into the hands of Muniz. Puts it up again, toast to coast, and she puts in 2 more for her cause. And that'll be 55-33. Quickly the other way for a 3, or 2 actually, is going to be number 3. That'll be Bingham, misses the shot. Rebound will be long. Looks like a tie game, or tie ball, as Mendoza was part of that along with Jane Austin. Austin coming out of the game. Coming back in, looks like that'll be Labato. So it'll be Romero inbounding to Dyer. Bad pass, but did pick up the dribble. Is Bingham to the right, or actually left for 3. Puts up a 3. That'll be Romero. Misses it. Rebound by Hobbs, and Zepeda with the ball as she crosses the timeline. Armitage now gets double teamed as she goes ahead and drives the lane, pushes it inside to Zepeda. Greatly done. Assist for Armitage, and Zepeda with 2 more points to push the lead. 57-33. Bad pass, and again, it'd be Mendoza with the steal. Back the other way to Muniz. Tried not to stumble out of bounds, but instead gets tied up with her defender, and it looks like it may be Hobbs' ball still, as that was Labato who went out of bounds with her as well, but I think last touch by Labato, and it is. Inbound of the ball will be Hobbs. Zepeda looking around, getting it to Muniz. Outside the arc, over to Ross on a right wing. To left elbow for Armitage. Inside, double team, pushes it back out again to Muniz for a 3-pointer on the way and drains it. Muniz with the shot. Armitage with the assist. And it is now 60-33. Cruise control now for the Hobbs Lady Eagles. Is about to go into mercy roll. And that'll be a trip on that one as Dyer goes down. Actually, it'll be a turnover for the Lady Bears. It was a blocking on the beside. So it was a screen. Yeah, legal screen, blocking, and a turnover for the Lady Bears. 5:12 to go, and I'm getting helped a little bit by my brother, so thank you very much for that. As we continue on, it is Rivera with the ball right now. Gets across the timeline. Be guarded against by Garcia. And I was assured that's how you say her name, because Garcia. And unfortunately taken away from Mojica, the sophomore, but taken back again. That is Rivera from Dyer. And now before we get a foul, that'll be unfortunately against Rivera. She was trying to get around her defender, but instead gets the call anyway. Not sure why or how, but there it is nevertheless. 60-33, 4:50 to go, and that is going to be foul number 2 for the, actually that'll be, well, no, it doesn't say it yet, but there's 1 foul for the Eagles right there for that. So back the other way, once again, another turnover for Hobbs, but a quick try for 2, and that'll be Bingham misses, rebounded by Godwin. Going back the other way will be Rivera. Loses it a little bit, and will be a foul as she was double teamed as well. So it'll be Bingham with the call. Third foul so far for the Bingham, for the Lady Bears. No fouls, it shows, for the Hobbs Eagles. Rivera with the ball. Now it's in the hands of Mojica. Rivera with the ball, gets knocked out of bounds. Looked like it may have been last touched by Bingham. And it will be Mojica to inbound the ball. Trying to get it to Godwin underneath. Does. Gets the shot, but is blocked out of her hands, so misses that opportunity. And now in the hands of, that is Hardison. Yes, indeed. A Hardison for 3. Nicely done, as it was an assist. So Hardison, or was that? Yes, that was Hardison. So she got her 3. Goes the other way, and a quick foul for Mojica, her first. Team's first. So inbound the ball will be Dyer to Patterson. Patterson is having some trouble, but does get it out to a 3-point range shooting. That is Labato. Misses the shot, rebounded by Dyer, and puts it up. She may get the shot as well as the N1. for her efforts. Yep, she did get the 2. Godwin gets her second foul. Second one for the Eagles, and one more free throw for, that'll be Dyer. Off throw to the rim, no good, missed, and it'll be rebounded by a tie ball. Looks like that was Hardison was the Lady Eagle that was there, and it will go to the Lady Eagles. Mojica with the ball is going to be inbounding it, getting over to Rivera. 3:47 remaining in this game. 63-35, not quite a mercy rule yet. Godwin with the ball, gets it over to Mojica. And now in the hands of Rivera, back to Mojica, over to Navarro. Navarro almost falling out of bounds, ends up throwing it away as she gets it to Dyer. Fortunately, that's a turnover for Hobbs. Almost had a turnover back, but instead gets into the hands of, that is Bingham, tries for a 2, misses, rebounded by, that is Mojica. Rivera stops for a 3, inside, goes inside, puts up a 2, misses, and the rebound goes out of bounds, last touched. Looks like that'll be by the Bears. Inbounding the ball will be Mojica with 3:05 to go in this game, and a substitution coming in for the Lady Bears will be Valdez. Up inside for Hardison, gets it over her, gets it back out again to her right wing, to Godwin, spins around, and then gets it back over to Navarro, or she gets it to the left-hand side to Rivera. Rivera back to Mojica, right wing, goes over to Navarro, tries to push it inside to Hardison, misses it, gets it turned over, and will be a double team on. Looks like that is going to be Dyer. So we're going to see who gets the foul. It's between Navarro and Rivera. And it's going to be Rivera getting her second. Still on the floor for the foul. 2:42 remaining. So that is the third foul for the Eagles. Also the Bears with 3 as well. Gets the ball back to Patterson. Actually, it's Jane Austin. And now in the hands of Valdez. Patterson inside, back out again for a 3-pointer on the way on the right wing. Misses, air ball, everything. And that was Haddock. 2:24 remaining. Inbound the ball will be the Bears, and it'll be Garcia. Inbound the ball. Bears having some difficulty with the scoring. Inside, and that was double teamed by Haddock. 2:19 to go. Inside. And again, that'll be also a foul against Garcia. Actually for Garcia, but no, it's going to be a jump ball instead, so ignore that. Jump ball heads to Hobbs. Hobbs has it with 2:13 remaining in this game, as it is back in the hands of Rivera. To Navarro, inside to Hardison. This time the feed and the give is go as he goes inside for 2. Nicely pushed from the left-hand side with Navarro with the assist. Quick turnover for the Bears. Go back the other way. Rivera with the ball over to Mojica. Back to Navarro. Rivera once again with the ball. Back to Navarro. To Hardison, top of the arc. And inside to Navarro. Goes ahead and tries around, gets a double team, pushes it up, and nicely done. She gets that shot to go in. Her first points of the game for her. 67 to 35. Some unorthodox dribbling over there is coming off of Valdez. With a minute 12 to go, Hobbs is going to be advancing to the next round on Friday on the winning side. So minute 8 to go. Hobbs with the ball is about to cross the timeline. That'll be Rivera. And now Hobbs still with the possession over to Navarro on the left wing. Boys are about to leave as they are aware that they're going to win, or Hobbs is going to win. That is Rivera with a 3 on the left-hand side. Misses. Going to be rebounded out of bounds instead. And be 48.6 seconds remaining as it is 67-35. Coach Soria, the AD, is here as well. And with 46 seconds to go, it's going to be pretty much a give and go for the Eagles. Drives the lane, gets it to Godwin, back out again for three on the way. Misses everything, and it'll be Patterson with the rebound. That shot was coming off of Navarro. Having a little trouble with underneath the basket. Loses it as it is Rivera who takes it up. Steal for her. And she gets it across the timeline with just 13 seconds to go, and the boys, are heading out the door. 7 seconds to go. They're going to go ahead and watch possibly the final seconds of this game as it's going to be Rivera over to Navarro. Not going to try a shot, and instead that will be the game. 67-35 is the score. We'll be back in a moment with more as we continue coverage right here. Get you all the numbers and everything else that's going on. Of course, let you know what's going to be happening for the next game, which will be on Friday. Thanks for watching. We'll be back in a moment as we continue coverage right here on the Hobbs Eagle Network. All right, thanks for being so patient, and welcome back. We're going to wrap it up here in just a moment. We're going to give you the numbers on what happened and get you some rebounds as well as assists, or actually just turnovers as well. As there was 10 turnovers in the first, and they had plenty for the Lady Bears in the second quarter, or second half, I mean. It looks like 18 altogether for the Lady Bears. Meanwhile, it was 7 for the girls. That means 14 altogether from the second half. 14 for the girls, 18 for the Lady Bears. For rebounds, it was 3 offensive for Romero. 3 altogether. 2 in the second half for Labata. 3 altogether. 1 defensive rebound for Labata. 1 rebound one rebound for Bingham. 1 offensive rebound in the second half for Jane Austin, and 1 defensive, so 2 altogether for Austin. It was Dyer who had 1 offensive rebound in the second half, 2 altogether. Or a defensive rebound, 2 defensive rebounds, and 4 altogether for her, 4 offensive rebounds for a total of 6 rebounds altogether. She also had 2 steals, 1 in the first half, 1 in the second half. Patterson with 3 steals in the second half, along with 3 rebounds, 4 altogether defensively. So let's see, we've got $19 altogether for rebounds. Meanwhile, for the Hobbs Lady Eagles, this is Zepeda with 3 altogether, 3 defensive rebounds, 2 in the second half, 2 offensive rebounds, 1 in each half. Armitage with 3 rebounds, all defensive, 2 in the second half, so 3 altogether. Mendoza with 2 rebounds in the second half. That would be offensive. That's 3 altogether for her, all offensive. Mojica came in with a defensive rebound in the second half. Hardison had 1 defensive rebound in the second half. First half had an offensive rebound. That's 2 altogether for her. For Ross, 2 offensive rebounds in the second half. 1 defensive rebound in the first half, and 1 in the second half. That gives her 4 altogether. So 2 offensive rebounds and 2 defensive rebounds for her. Navarro with 1 rebound defensively in the first half. Muniz had a couple in the first half for defense and 1 in the second half. Makes it 3, and then 1 offensive rebound in the first half. Gives her a total of 4 rebounds. Godwin came up strong with a rebound in each quarter for the defense. Offense as well with a rebound in the first. That gives her 3 altogether. So for the team, once again, able to score by the score of 67-35. Yeah, that's what I thought. So we've lost it, so can't say anything about that. Unless we reset it. So the camera is on? All right, so once again, the next round is going to be on Friday, and that'll pit them against the winner of Kirtland and Volcano Vista. Let me see if I can find out if there is an update on that one real quick while we have a moment. Of course, we always want to thank our sponsors who are below on the screen. If you see your name, then you can definitely make sure that you are supporting those companies. They support us. Still don't have an update on the, oh, that's the wrong one anyway. Okay, so Kirtland Central was able to beat Volcano Vista. So Kirtland Central will be the next opponent for the Hobbs Lady Eagles. The final score on that one was 78-33. For the rebounds, I'll get those in a moment. Oh, there it is. Never mind. For the Hobbs Eagles, their total rebounds will be just a moment. I'm going to go ahead and add them up real quick. Hobbs walked away with 24 rebounds for the game, and it was 18 turnovers for the Lady Bears, as opposed to 11 turnovers for the Lady Eagles. Final score once again, Hobbs winning. They're going to be facing Kirtland Central next. That'll be happening on, let's see, that'll be on Friday. I believe the tip-off is set for 5:15 at Del Norte. Meanwhile, the boys, they're going to be facing their next opponent at 7 o'clock at Sandia. That could be either Del Norte or Rio Grande. And, of course, have not been able to get that final score yet. But we definitely will be getting it to you both. Now, it could be either Ty Friend and me for both games, or depending on situation of the proximity, could be just one of us. But nevertheless, though, we will bring it to you all for free. Thank you very much for watching as we continue coverage right here on the APS Network, our APS tournament. Game 2, Game 3 will be on Friday for myself, Ron Gunner, for Jerry, and for Tiff at the studio, and for everybody watching. Thank you very much for being here, and we'll be back on Friday. Take care until then.